What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Easy Televi Cousin. I'm here today to present my very first YouTube/Instagram tutorial. Okay, so right here, as you can see, I'm starting the base of my guideline with a 0. You want to start at a 0. This is by client's request. He doesn't want the fade too light, so what I'm gonna do is start with the 0 and then work my way up. So right now you see me using the half. I opened up the lever, so now it becomes a half, and we're just gonna create another guideline. So right now I'm using my 0.5 guard. This guard still stands as a half guard, but it takes off less hair than you using the raw blade. So I'm just going to create a whole nother guideline, at the same time remove the guideline that I previously made before I move on to the one guard and creating a whole new guideline. Right now I'm moving on to my one guard, and I'm just going to repeat the same steps that I did using the half guard. As you can see, that blend is starting to come together. Barbers, what I do want to tell you is to please make sure that you are really executing these guidelines, because the last thing you want to do is complete your cut and there's still visible lines in the fade. You know, that makes the fade looks bad. So I'm moving on to my 1.5 guard, and I'm going to repeat the same steps that I did with the previous guards. You always want to make sure you're combing the area of the fade, because you want to make sure that it is coming out to your perfection, and you want to make sure there's no guidelines left. So it's key to always use your comb or your brush, whichever one you prefer, but just make sure you're just getting them guidelines out before you move on to the next one. And you can always go back and backtrack your work. You know, it doesn't really take too much time to go back and just perfect it. So, you know, just make sure you're double checking your work. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next section. You're pretty much going to repeat the same exact steps that you did in the back. Being that we're dealing with a smaller area, you want to make sure that you use shorter strokes when you're doing your tape up. My client prefers, which is my boy, but he prefers his tape ups to be low. He doesn't like the high tape ups, so you want to be mindful of your client's request, and also, you know, get into your craft, but just be mindful of what they requested. So like I said, use shorter strokes and make sure you do not go too high on the tape up. As you can see, I'm going with the grain. Using this technique allows your transition to appear a lot smoother. It takes away the excess hair and just make the blend look so much better. Barbers, I know when we get deep into our craft and we black out and we get too caught up in our creativity, we may lose track of time sometimes. You know, it happens to all of us. So you want to just make sure that you're booking your clients with enough time and enough room for you to get creative, if you're the type of barber that likes to get creative with what you're doing. See, me, I like to add a lot of details into my haircuts, so I book my clients with enough time for me to get creative. You know, you never want to have to rush your client's haircut due to the fact that you're behind in appointments. So please make sure you're booking them with enough room for you to get creative. I remember when I was just getting into this barbering industry, and there used to be a fellow barber that worked in a shop with me, and he used to always tell me, do not let any of your clients out of your chair unless you're completely satisfied with your work, which is true. So that followed me throughout the years, because as I got more into cutting hair, and the better I got, I realized what he said was actually right, because your clients are your poster board. So do you want to send them out looking bad? I don't think so. So what you want to do, you want to make sure you send them out with the best haircut that you could possibly give them in order to gain more clientele. You want them to ask, who did your haircut and where does he work? Not, who did your haircut and never go back to him. Choose your battle. Okay, now that we up to the shape up, as you can see from the back, I shaped the back up already, and you can see how well that transition is starting to come together. A shape up just finalizes everything, and it just put the icing on the cake. So this is how you get to see the transition of your blends. Once that shape up is applied, boom, it's like butter, baby. It's super smooth. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right now these Andis Slimline Pros are my go-to hitters. I kid you not. These things right here is so lightweight, and being that the blade is so small, it just helps me maneuver around the curves and hit the angles a lot better, a whole lot better. Once you get these things sharpened up, you do not need to readjust them, no nothing. They're gonna cut very smooth for you, and just get you a pair of them. Barbers, if you have any go-to clippers that you might want to suggest, please comment under it, and maybe one day I'll try them out and give them my honest opinion on them. But right now I'm using these and the bevels. These are my go-tos, and also the Babyliss liners. I swear to God, I love those as well. But right now, yes, these are my go-tos. I honestly can't remember the name of this wave grease. I just know that there's an Instagrammer that creates this, and there's a lot of wavers using it. So wavers, if you know who this guy is, just tag him in the comments. Let me know, because I actually want to know the name of it, and just like I said, tag me. But yeah. So at some point of this video, my camera ended up dying. I really wanted to show you guys how I use my enhancements, but I guess I'll save that for another video. So, here's the finishing product. I hope you guys like this video. This was my very first video. So, yeah, subscribe, like, comment, share. All feedbacks are accepted. So just make sure you engage with me. Make sure you comment on what you want to see, and I try my best to get it to you. So once again, it's your boy, Easy Televi Cuts. Over and out, you heard?